Yeah, guys, so my name is Ben Moran. I'm part of the product team in the VeChain Foundation, and today I'm going to speak about a product that we've just launched. It's called MAS, and it's a marketplace, NFT marketplace as a service platform. So just a little bit of information on anyone who doesn't know about VeChain. So we are an established Layer 1 protocol. It was born in 2015, and our VeChain Tor chain went live in 2018. Since that time, we've had zero downtimes and zero security issues with the chain, so it's super secure. We have a market cap of more than 2 billion USD and 24-hour trading volume of 50 million. A lot of partners in industry and enterprises with UFC, with Walmart China. We're listed on many exchanges, including Coinbase, Binance, Revolut. And one key element of VeChain and VeChain Tor is that it's very, very energy efficient to operate the network. Another point just on the CTO team, which is head by Antonio Senatore, was formed in 2022 with just 4 people, and as of now, it's grown to 78. So from a technology perspective and the products and the developers, VeChain is really expanding throughout Europe. So some pain points for enterprises specifically, not just with real-world assets, but more around NFTs and digital collectibles. For sure, there's a lack of Web3 experience in a lot of the enterprise companies. Even LinkedIn reports released this year showed job postings last year for blockchain developers increased by 400%. So there's still a lack of demand or lack of supply, to meet the needs for enterprises to really develop the products they want to develop on Web3. Another point is high upfront costs. There's estimations online specifically for NFT marketplaces that it can cost anywhere from $50,000 to $350,000 to actually stand up a marketplace on their own, depending on how feature complete it is and depending on the infrastructure, indexers, smart contracts, backend, and everything. So it's a big investment for a standard enterprise to actually get into when the costs are so high. Of course, we try to make the user experience as good as possible, but with the extra layer, sometimes there is friction and there's learning involved for some users to actually use the products and benefit from the products that are built on top of the Web3 layer. And also, again, around compliance and regulation, in some regions it's better than others. Thankfully with MiCA in Europe it's becoming clearer, but even in America with the SEC in a lot of cases, enterprises can still be somewhat reluctant. So taking these pain points in mind, it's sort of how we sort of wanted to go with MAS, building this product. Having said that, there is a lot of potential as well, obviously in digital collectibles and fidgetals for enterprises who do take the step. In terms of unlocking new value, new revenue, the TVL for real-world assets at the moment is currently estimated at 5 billion. Since last year, it's increased exponentially. Came down a little bit in the last few months, but it's still very, very high. In terms of customer engagement, after purchase experiences with fidgetals, enterprises and retailers can now extend the experience past the point of sale to offer digital experiences, customized loyalty programs. So there's a real targeting of consumers when enterprises and retailers adopt phygital technology based on the Web3. Foster deeper connections to products and brands with storytelling. I mean, we live in an ever-increasing age around sustainability, and consumers more and more want to know more about where their products came from. What are they purchasing? And with digital product passports, mapped with fidgetals, they can understand the process of where the raw materials came from and how the product was made. And then the last point on authentication, both authenticating the product and authenticating the owner of the product actually owns it. There's a lot of value there. with NFC and NFT technology, you know, retailers and enterprises, they can ensure authenticity is guaranteed. I think the current market size for fake products is 4.5 trillion, you know, so it's grown exponentially in the last couple of years. So this is an ever-increasing problem, especially with luxury goods, that can be solved. So introducing Mass, our marketplace platform. It's a fully managed service, so we stand up all the infrastructure for enterprises to run a digital collectible marketplace. It's a simple deployment process all through UI, and there's no code involved, so it's very, very friendly. We always built the product with Web 2 users in mind, and we hope it's Web 2 friendly both for the enterprise or the administrations. It's a no-code solution. We have zero gas fees, so all of the fees on the blockchain will be paid for by the platform, helped by VeChain Tor fee delegation out of the box. We have social logins, so users don't need to have a wallet. They can just arrive there with their password, with their email, and they can get a wallet created in the background, and they don't need to know anything about it. We have credit card payments as well, so we have an integration actually with Transact that supports paying for digital collectibles with credit cards and other Apple Pay. And also currency listings. So we enable, with an Oracle integration, we enable listing digital collectibles for USD and Euro. So the volatility can be lessened. It's a fully white label solution, so every new marketplace, it's fully customizable UI. Again, we've got phygital support built in with ERC 721 redeemables. And enterprises can set the customizations for the collections as they choose and as they wish, whether they want to enable secondary sales or token gated collection. They're able to do it for each specific collection. All the management is handled through the UI, so it's totally hassle-free. We have an admin dashboard where all of the operations in the marketplace can get handled. We also provide tech support for enterprises that deploy. If there's any issues, we'll be fully available to support. And also we have analytics in terms of sales in the marketplace, so that enterprises can see exactly over a 7-day period, 30-day period, or the year to date, how their marketplace is performing, which is also super important. And the flexibility, there is no long-term commitment with Mass, so it's billed every month. There's no long-term commitment, and hopefully enabling enterprises to step into the world without, again, having to build for 6-9 months without the skills necessary. So that's the main key points. In terms of from setup to sale, again, it's super easy. You deploy your marketplace, and we can step through a quick video of the deployment process later on. Use the admin dashboard to create a tailored UI. It's all the banners can be tailored. The skin is tailorable, customizable, logos, favicon, everything. So it looks and feels exactly as the brand desires. Once you're done with the customization, a user just goes and imports any collection which they want to sell in the marketplace. Again, we have an indexer, but not all collections will be taken. It's only specific collections that particular brand wants. Again, ERC 721 and ERC 721 redeemables. Listing, we've got enhanced features for bulk listing. So enterprises are able to list their digital collectibles 500 at a time. So it makes it super, super quick, the whole process through the UI. We've got auctions built in as well. We've got an auction contract. So for any specific unique digital collectible or phygital, auctions are supported. And again, prices can be set in Euro, USD, or VET. And in the future, in the very near future, marketplace enterprises will be able to import their own ERC20 token to list and sell. And again, at that stage, the marketplace can configure their collection as they wish. So whether they want token rarity, which is based off the properties of the digital collectible in the collection, or if they want a token gate. So token gating enhances the sales for that particular collection and locks it down to invested customers. So we can just step through on the mass landing page. This is just a walkthrough of the steps involved in actually deploying a marketplace. So the marketplace name, you get to choose your subdomain that you wish. The admin email is where the one-time password is going to be sent to, and also there can be multiple admins that are actually operating the marketplace. Marketplace email for support for your end users. Kafka to secure the endpoints that we have. The next step then is on business details. So the enterprise details. We need a company name and a company tax identification number. For now, in the future, in the very near future as well, this should be enabled out of the box for any project, not necessarily enterprises. We need to get the enterprise address. An admin wallet, specify the admin wallet that's going to actually operate the marketplace, so where funds get sent to, as well as any operations that the admin has to take. And again, all you got to do then is choose a subscription which you want, and then payment is directly done through VET at the moment. So we can speak about payment service providers later, but for now, we have an Oracle and we lock down the price at that particular time. We also have a Transact integration here for an on-ramp if enterprises want to top up their wallet with VET before paying. And after this step, the marketplace will begin deploying. Basically what's happening here, we're deploying the contracts to support the marketplace. Every marketplace will have their own unique set of contracts. We're configuring the back end to have isolated schemas within the database, and then deploying the front end as well for each unique enterprise. Just a point on Phygital where tangible needs tokenized. So Phygitals can drive revenue, as I spoke about before, product authenticity. More and more customers, especially in luxury retail goods, are looking for that authenticity out of the box. Personalization, there can be personalized content as well with the NFC, where the owner can get a personalized message only displayed to them if they own the NFT. And it adds an extra layer of personalization and connection with the brand. There's the digital product passports. Again, this is based on transparency, understanding where your product went through and through the process of how it was created. And again, we've got an integration with WOV Labs, who are just released their DPP product recently, and their long-standing VeChain community project. So some real-world use cases. We went live in April with Grassini Racing, who are a MotoGP team here in Italy, and the intention for their marketplace was to leverage digital collectibles and Phygital memorabilia to engage a younger, tech-savvy audience and enhance fan experiences. So this is a fan experience example, like AC Milan tokenizing the San Siro pitch and gamifying that. Obviously, MotoGP, it's an international sport, so it's not all the time that the fans get to go to the races. So this is a good example of how Grassini can engage with their fans in a digital way. Again, unlocking new revenue streams, engaging with a younger, more tech-savvy audience, and strengthening their brand identity. Another use case, which is due to go live within the next month, is SolarWise. So SolarWise is a community project based in VeChain, and they are fractionalizing solar investment. So basically a real-world asset example. They have a solar farm based in Bahia in Brazil, and they're going to sell their NFTs directly en masse, which can then be staked to earn a yield. So again, opening a new asset class to retail investors, enabling yield and secondary sales for any of the assets that are purchased. Some learnings from our experience, especially for enterprises and dealing with some of the enterprises, is really understanding the target consumer. I mean, this is informed by the type of digital collectible that's sold in the marketplace, the media file type, mass supports a lot of different file types from GLB to MP4 to standard JPEG. And also the platforms to market their marketplace. Commitment, obviously, with any new offerings, it takes a little bit of time for them to be taken up by the fan base or by the community. So really commitment to the marketplace is important, and understanding that really promoting it is obviously going to increase sales and increase fan activity. And then diversify offerings. It's important, you know, to diversify, to have digitals, maybe PFP collections, you know, to keep things interesting as the marketplace progresses. For the marketplace contracts, we have two actual audits done by Hacken at different periods of the process. So all the contracts are audited twice. Both scores were very, very high and are viewable on Hacken's website as well. We've built the contracts to be upgradable with UUIP, so any new features, we can add them quite quickly. Again, after we add some features, we'll probably go back through an audit to make sure that there was no vulnerabilities introduced. And security at the core, at least when I referenced in the first slide, being built on VeChain Tor also offers security at the core. There has been no disruptions to the block production, so it's very secure infrastructure. In terms of the roadmap going forward, we hope to have PSP integrations, so for enterprise to be able to pay for subscriptions in a more native way and not through VET. In-app collection creation, we have another no-code solution in VeChain called Vorge, and by leveraging the Vorge APIs, we can actually keep everything within the app, from collection creation, and also allowing important other collections. A fiat off-ramp, ideally in the future we'll offer enterprises a way of being paid directly in fiat currency through the sales. Currently it's in VET, but that would be the optimal to reduce the barriers for them. Having offer functionality, again, more for the Web3 marketplaces at a global level, being able to determine whether offers can be made on digital collectibles based on our Veil VET wrap token. And again, some more analytics, advanced analytics, to be able to determine the performance of each collection within the marketplace. So Mass and vBetterDAO. So what is vBetterDAO? So vBetterDAO is a DAO. It's an ecosystem where users are rewarded for their sustainable actions and their positive impact in the world. It's a DAO, so the community, so the token holders in the community have full control, and they can make their voice heard. So the idea with vBetterDAO is X2Earn dApps are added to the ecosystem, and the X2Earn dApps can range from any sustainable focused app, where users of the DApp can be rewarded for sustainable actions. So we have Mugshot, the guys who are rewarding people for sustainable coffee drinking. We've got ETHMilan, where people are rewarded for charging and driving electric vehicles, and a lot of other dApps. So, I mean, this is open to any sustainably focused app. And how Mass can support and vBetter support Mass, so adding some token utilities. So with the vBetterDAO, there is a new token introduced called Better. So again, enabling buying and selling in marketplaces directly with Better. Enhancing gamification within the ecosystem, so having enabling a marketplace for the dApps to be able to sell any gamified NFTs or offer any gamified NFTs to users. Any dApp merchandise, and again, like SolarWise, rewards based on yield. So with SolarWise, the example I spoke about earlier, as they are also a vBetter, an X2Earn dApp, owners of the NFTs will receive yield both in VET for the energy production and sale, and also with Better, because it's a vBetterDAO X2Earn app. So guys, thanks very much for your attention, and if anyone wants to check out the Mass landing page and potentially deploy a marketplace, you can follow the QR code. We have a booth in the tech section as well, and there's a lot of people over there with some experience with the SDKs for any developers, and also speak more about Mass. And yeah, anybody can come. We're open to speaking about any new use case and how we can support. So thank you very much.